Hello, dear friends. Thank you for stopping by. This is the first video in a series about Ruby programming language. Ruby was created by Yukihiro Matsumoto, or simply Mats, in Japan and released publicly in 1995. Mats created a language that balanced functional and imperative programming styles while emphasizing developer happiness and productivity. Ruby gained worldwide popularity in the mid-2000s thanks to the release of Ruby on Rails in 2005. Ruby on Rails is a web framework created by David Heinemeier Hansson, or simply DHH, that made building complex web applications much faster and more enjoyable. In Ruby, almost everything is an object, unlike, for example, Java or PHP that separate primitive types from objects. Even primitives and booleans are full-fledged objects in Ruby. And when I said almost everything, I meant that keywords like class and control structures, if, while, for, are not objects in Ruby. These are just syntax elements. Let's see a few examples of variables in Ruby. Variables in Ruby don't need type declarations. Ruby uses dynamic typing, meaning the interpreter automatically determines the type of the variable at runtime. For example, strings, name equal Ruby. Strings represent sequences of characters. You can create strings using single or double quotes. So name equal Ruby with single quotes also work. By the way, if you are interested why this is shown, this is just a way IRB, interactive Ruby shell. It's just a way of showing you the return value of the expression you just entered. And in Ruby, every expression returns a value. So, for example, when you run puts hi, it should print hi. And it does. We see hi. But puts method itself returns nil, and that's what we see here on the second line. Back to double-quoted strings. Double-quoted strings allow for interpolation. That's something that allows you to embed expressions. For example, we have variable message equal welcome hash curly braces name, and it should be evaluated to welcome Ruby because we have variable name. Let's see. Yes, it returns us welcome Ruby. Great. There is also symbols in Ruby. They are similar to strings, but they take up less memory and have better performance. Symbols have their own distinct class symbol. For example, if we write symbol and check it class, we'll have class symbol. In practice, symbols are used as identifiers, keys, or constants in the codebase. We also have numbers in Ruby, for example, integers like age 30, or floats like price equal 99. We have booleans, which represent truth values, either true or false, and they are crucial for conditional logic. For example, is programming equal true? We assign to a variable is programming value true. We also have a nil in Ruby, and nil is a special data type representing the absence of a value. So if we'd like to declare a default value, we can assign a value nil to it. There are also arrays, hashes, ranges, and regular expressions. We may cover them in future videos. Let's see a few examples of type conversion. For example, we have a string 42 and we'd like to convert it to integer. For this, we need just to call a method to _i, and it will convert our string to integer, and it does. Integer returned. And let's convert 42, for example, it can be any number, but still. Let's convert 42 to string, and we are getting string 42 as a result. I guess that's it for today. I've described Ruby language in short and showed a few basic primitive examples with variables. We'll cover more advanced topics in the future videos. Thank you.